The Umbrella That Learned to Float. Once upon a rainy day, in a little blue house, lived a girl named Nell. Nell loved to daydream about adventures while watching raindrops race down her window. In the umbrella stand by the door stood Drizzle, a fancy black umbrella with a wooden handle that curved like a smile. Drizzle was no ordinary umbrella. He wore tiny golden buttons along his rim that twinkled when they caught the light. Drizzle had been everywhere with Nell's grandpa, keeping him dry in rainstorms all around the world. Now Drizzle belonged to Nell, though she rarely took him outside. "I wish we could go on adventures together," whispered Drizzle, though no one could hear him. Nell was too busy drawing pictures of boats floating on a nearby pond. "I'd love to float like those boats," thought Drizzle, "instead of just keeping people dry." The next morning, Nell grabbed Drizzle as dark clouds gathered overhead. "We're going to the pond today," she said cheerfully. Drizzle's golden buttons shimmered with excitement. Finally, an adventure. The rain began to patter softly as they walked along the path to the water. At the pond, Nell opened Drizzle wide and twirled around, watching raindrops bounce off his black top. Suddenly, a gust of wind snatched Drizzle from her hands. "Oh no!" cried Nell as Drizzle tumbled through the air and landed with a gentle splash in the pond. Drizzle expected to sink, but something magical happened. His curved handle caught air underneath, and his open top trapped just enough air to keep him floating. "Look!" gasped Nell, her eyes wide with wonder. "You're floating like a little boat." Drizzle bobbed happily on the water, spinning in slow circles. Nell carefully reached out and placed a tiny leaf in him. The leaf became a passenger on Drizzle's very first boat adventure. Nell clapped her hands with delight as Drizzle gave the leaf a ride around the pond. Every day that week, when it rained, Nell brought Drizzle to the pond. He learned to float better and better. Sometimes he carried acorn passengers, and other times tiny flower petals. The ducks would swim alongside him, quacking friendly greetings. On sunny days, Drizzle went back to his job of keeping Nell dry when sudden showers appeared. But he was different now. No longer just an umbrella, but also a little boat with big adventures. Nell told everyone about her special umbrella that could float. That night, tucked warm in her bed, Nell whispered to Drizzle, who rested nearby, "Even ordinary things can do extraordinary things when given a chance." Drizzle's golden buttons seemed to twinkle in agreement as Nell drifted off to sleep, dreaming of their next rainy day adventure together.